All right, hello. Welcome to Otis Frampton Live again. Otis Frampton Live again. That's the name of the show. You have to include the again. Just gonna make sure my audio is good while you guys grab a drink, like coffee or Red Bull or something like that. All right, I think the audio is good. I think we're good. I do wonder if you can, if the audio is so good that you can hear my wife watching Netflix in the other room. She's right on the other side of the wall, and I can hear it a little bit. The bass of it coming through the wall. All right, we are good to go here. There we go. All right. So tonight, more work on this Captain America commission. If you've been watching, you know that I've been slowly but surely working my way through a 5-page Captain America commission. I inked most of the bottom part of this page on a previous show. Finish it up off the stream. Gonna work on the top part tonight. See how much I can get done in an hour. Got some good music in my headphones. I hope you do too. That said, let's get going. I think I will start with let's do the camera a little bit. Start with the Colonel. It's easier to get to him with on my table here. If you are in the chat, please feel free to say hello and talk to me. I'm watching both chats on Rumble and on YouTube, where I'm streaming together. For those wondering why I stream on Rumble, said it before and I'll say it again. Rumble monetized me immediately. YouTube did not and has not in all the years I've been on there, all the years I've streamed. Rumble monetized me right away. And yeah, it matters. It does matter. I recommend all creators who stream not switch to Rumble. I haven't totally switched. I use Rumble as my main streaming service now. And I use their Rumble Studio service to stream to both YouTube and to Rumble at the same time. It's really slick. I might start adding Twitter/X to that because you can do it. I wanted to test the waters with streaming to both Rumble and YouTube and see how it played out. See if it worked well enough. I haven't seen any downside to it so far. I mean, in terms of like quality, streaming quality, that kind of thing. So I'll try maybe next week or the week after that, streaming to X at the same time. See if I can maintain the quality. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, it's pretty much all about the monetization and the ease of use. And in general, from what I understand, Rumble doesn't demonetize or pull videos for ridiculous reasons. I won't go into that further, but I think you know what I mean. I've seen a bunch of my artist brethren taken off YouTube for whatever reason, or demonetized for this or that. Hopefully I don't see that happen with Rumble, because then it'll just be a case of, well, I guess we lost another one, Apparently Rumble also has a new advertising system. It's pretty cool, where you can choose, a creator can choose who they want as advertisers if they do a little ad, a little in-stream ad. That's kind of slick. I haven't used it. I don't really have enough followers yet. I'm still building, and I don't do it all the time, the streaming thing, but maybe someday. I'm not sure if you're new to my work, but I used to stream like every day, almost every day, on Ustream back between like 2009 to 2008, 2011 time period. It was Ustream. It was a long time ago. I don't even know if Ustream exists anymore. I clicked on the link to my old Ustream channel recently, and it was just non-existent. So I don't even know if it exists. But things change, and now there's Twitch and YouTube became bigger for that kind of thing, or started allowing it to happen, I should say. I don't think YouTube you could stream from YouTube back then. I think that's one reason why Ustream was such a big deal for artists. Anyway, I got on board right away, and I did it all the time, which is weird that I stopped doing it and kind of started to think of it as something that I wasn't good enough to do. It's really weird how you can be sort of confident 1 minute and then not the next. But I stopped doing it mainly because I met my then girlfriend, now wife, and things change. It's hard to maintain a social life when you're doing live streams every night. So, but I like doing it, and what I might start doing is like an hour-long live stream. But right now, what I'm doing is nightly streams or nighttime streams to sort of knock out commissions that I've got on my list, and my clients are patiently waiting for. I want to get those off my to-do list and get them in the hands of the people who have paid for it. But there's going to come a time soon when I don't have any commissions going on, and I'm just doing comic work or other stuff, mostly comic work, because got a project that I'm working on that I haven't announced yet, but gonna have a new published series out later this year. So I'm working on that. And what I might do is just jump on like around 1 p.m. Central every day or whenever I feel like it, and just work on whatever I'm working on. That way I'm not having to plan something special for the stream. It's just whatever I'm working on. People can see the creation of a comic if they want to. But we'll see. These days I'm much more comfortable working in Procreate anyway, so if I can do more Procreate live streams as opposed to traditional inking, which I'm not good at. It takes so much time too. But that's the nature of commission work, Today I actually did a little bit of inking before the show to warm up and feel much looser. I should do that more often if I can. Oh, hello, Christopher John. Sorry, I didn't see your chat until just now. Hello. I guess I was looking in the wrong place. I had my live chat up, but I was looking at the top of the window. I guess I should be looking at the bottom. Oh, well, I appreciate that, but to me, I'm a creature of digital. So for me, it's tough working traditionally. because I always feel like it's not done. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean. But one of the reasons why when I take a commission, I offer not just the traditional artwork, the traditionally inked artwork, but a digitally colored version of it for the same prices, because that's me finishing the job in a way that makes me happy. Because as much as a client might enjoy getting my original artwork, for me it's like, yeah, but it's not done yet. So I really enjoy the coloring process, because that's and also I get to touch up the line art if I want to. Sometimes I'll completely re-ink portions of a commission when I'm doing the digitally colored version. I almost always re-ink like the face area, because I really want it to look a certain way, and usually the traditional inks. Whoa, what happened to the? Sorry, the imagery here, the video got kind of blurry there for a second. That was weird. Sorry. Yeah, so if you look really close at some of my like the colored versions of my commissions, you can see slight differences because I've gone in there and I've touched it up, which I like to do if I can. All right. When I'm making like this, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, if you're watching me thinking, why is he re-inking those lines? Because sometimes I go in with a micron pen just to get the general line down, and then I'll go in with the brush pen or a micron sometimes and thicken up the lines and get the line weight right. Sometimes I can fake it. It's funny. There's this artist. His name is David something. David. Wish I knew his name, but he's really good. And you just saw his work, you'd swear it was just the most beautifully rendered brushwork you've ever seen. But he actually draws everything, inks everything with a big pen, and he just fakes the line weight, which is what I used to do way back in like the 1999 to like say 2007, I think, when I got my Cintiq, and I was able to draw, really draw and ink stuff and with a tablet. But he inks everything with a Bic pen, and it just looks amazing. Wish I knew the name offhand. I should. I follow him on Instagram. But that just proves it's not the tool. Sometimes it's the artist. Whatever works to get the mark down. That's why, despite how much I love Procreate as my preferred drawing and painting app, I never tell anybody to use it. I never, because you got to find your own place. I always say you got to find your own home. And that's what I think of when I think of Procreate. Procreate's my home. I live there. Fake the line weight, yeah. Here, show. I'm not sure if you're asking about what line weight is, but I'll do a demonstration real quick with. Where is it? Here's one. So line weight. This is a brush pen. You can have like a really thin line, or you can have a line that tapers. You can kind of see that. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can. I'll move it over here. It tapers. So a line that is thick has a thicker line weight. I mean, this has a tapered line weight. This is a thin one. This is a thick one. So my work generally has, a thicker line weight than a lot of more modern artists. Because younger artists were really inspired by like anime and stuff. My style is more influenced by like Bruce Timm, Jeff Smith. More modern would be Scotty Young, Jake Parker, but artists who generally use a line weight. I guess Jake doesn't really generally use a thicker line weight, but here I can show you another example. This one might be more clear. And I'm going to thicken this up actually because as I was working on the characters in the background, their line weight became a little bit thicker. But there's two characters here in the foreground, and they've got a slightly thicker line weight to them. They're like the lines are thicker, and that helps to sort of put them in the foreground. So if you ever see artwork like that where the line art is a little thicker, that's the artist denoting that they're in the foreground. So that's what that's all about. Where was I? Anyway, so yeah, this the artist that I was talking about, he basically draws with a Bic pen and fakes the line weight. If I can remember, I'll try to put a link to the artist's work in the notes of this video, both on Rumble and on YouTube. But if you want to see like line weight done to an extreme in terms of what influenced my style, look at Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith, it's got beautiful brushwork. Sometimes I wish I wasn't so wedded to that look. I think it can be limiting sometimes, but it is what it is. It's less dominant, I think, in my digital line art, just because of its nature. All right, oh wait, I forget. I'm gonna finish this. So I'm not sure if that answered your question, Christopher John, but thanks for asking. Gave me something to talk about for a while. Still need to add Tommy Lee's insignia on his uniform. I keep forgetting to add that, but I will. If my client's watching, don't worry, it's gonna happen. I won't forget it. All right, let's get on to Toby Jones. First, I drew Tommy Lee Jones, and now I'm gonna draw Toby Jones. I love this scene. My client, he basically collects Captain America commissions from Captain America: The First Avenger, and he has artists, work on scenes from that movie, which is in my top 5 MC movies. I love Captain America: The First Avenger. So it was one of those commissions where I could not say no. Yeah. And his collection is amazing and intimidating. But when I looked at his collection and saw what had been done and what hadn't been done, and thinking about, what I really like about doing comics and especially like for this movie, I wanted to do something different, and it kind of required me saying, how about if I give you 5 pieces for a commission and do a whole scene? Because it wouldn't have been very exciting having 1 page from this talking scene, despite the fact that I love the scene. I really do. Tommy Lee Jones and Toby Jones, 2 fantastic actors, just nailing it. So I said, hey, what if I did 5 pages? Or I thought about how I lay it out, and I offered him the 5. And he wisely said, yeah, I think that's okay. But I'm the one who chose this scene because I really do love it. It's just, the Jones boys just being the great actors that they are. And it's got some great dialogue too. It's a really well written scene. Now, it's not the most cinematic scene, I grant you, but I like drawing characters acting. I like that part of comics. That's one of the Jeff Smith and Bruce Timm influences for sure. So I didn't go through an explanation of line weight. Well, maybe it'll be helpful for other people. Sorry, Christopher John. For a long time, I didn't use a real line weight. I went through a phase where I was still sort of looking for how I wanted to work, and I had a really sort of thin line style for a long time, and some people have told me that they miss that in my work, and I get that. It's weird though, because, and I've often talked about this, I didn't have that when I was in high school. I wasn't drawing, and I should have been, but I was writing a lot. That was my thing in high school. I thought I was going to be doing something else. So I wrote a lot. And I got back into comics after years of not reading it when I was in college in a film program. And had to play catch up and really playing catch up was tough because then I really wasn't adding to fundamentals that I learned when I should have been drawing when I was in high school, and I had to do and then there were stops and starts, and I ended up having to do all my sort of stylistic growth in public on the internet. That's why it's tough to look at my old stuff, because it's like, oh geez, you just don't know who you are. And what's funny is I went through so many different changes only to come around to sort of a look of what I had when I first started drawing again in my 20s, my early 20s, which was, heavily influenced by animation. And I include Jeff Smith in that. Jeff Smith came from animation to comics and brought that style with it. So anyway. Yeah, it is challenging to make a talking head scene interesting. It's all about the acting, and it's all about where you put the camera, and it's even more difficult for me because even in comics, I generally adhere to the 180-degree rule. I like making sure that the reader knows where they are in the physical space. Sometimes that can be limiting, but when you see this entire scene play out on the page, not once do I cross the line, the 180-degree line, which is a film rule. I'm not going to go into it. You can look it up if you want, but I generally adhere to it, and I think it. So smarter and better artists than me have said that it doesn't apply to comics, and I say it doesn't have to, but it can, and it can be really helpful, especially in talking head scenes. I think Jeff Smith generally adhered to it too in Bone, for the most part. I think that was something that he did. And it's one reason why his comics are so readable, because he's not doing flashy work. It's really just clear storytelling, and that's kind of what I really prefer. Old school, Michael Curtiz, Casablanca storytelling. Or you put the camera here, and things happen, and then you put the camera over, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to be comic book flashy with my stuff, and I'm sure it shows. Every once in a while, I'll use more comic booky conventions. But very rarely. Sometimes the comic conventions can be helpful, like having no backgrounds sometimes can save you some time if you're under the deadline wire. That's helpful. But I try to do backgrounds whenever I can, because again, it's helpful in setting the stage and letting the reader know where they are. Hey, Statistical Zero, how you doing? Thanks for the repost, by the way. I saw you did that when I announced the stream. Much appreciated. And thanks for the kind words. Sorry, I keep moving the paper. It's without telling the boring story of why my eyesight is terrible. I'll just blame my eyesight. But the short version is brain tumor stuck to your optic nerve, and 2 surgeries to deal with that can deal you some damage. But whatever doesn't kill you keeps you making comics, right? And that's what's important, the making comics part. That's what my wife tells me. She's like, yeah, it's nice that you live in all, but the comics, that's really what's important. So. Uh-oh. Come on. Get off there. Here we go. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Statistical. Much appreciated. Sorry, I turned the page so much because I just can't see what I'm doing. All right, now let's tackle this hand. All right. Oh, I gotta do my usual ad for. This isn't really an ad; it's just a recommendation. When I'm inking, I use Cottonelle flushable wipes to clean my fingers while I'm inking to get the ink off. It's very, very useful in that regard. So you're not smudging your artwork. So that's just my recommendation. Not looking for an endorsement, I swear. Not sure I'd want that to be my brand. That's just something I wish someone had told me when I was, starting out. It's like, yeah, get something to clean your fingers while you're inking. Have something standing by, so to speak. It's very useful. There it is. Oops. Got a little moisture on my finger there from the wet wipe. Looks like I did. Probably get it off with the eraser. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll use some white paint later on when I'm touching things up. Thanks. I kind of went a little more exaggerated on him, I think, than in the actual movie. But you got to take some liberties here and there. And I definitely took some liberties with Tommy Lee Jones's expression here, and in the reply, he didn't look quite so stunned. But it's a comic page. Okay, coming up on 50 minutes here. I'm not going to bore you guys with more brickwork like I did last time. You can see how the treatment's going to look with the lighting. And when I'm going to do gray tones also. Gotta go to the store and get some markers for this. But the background's going to be very, very dark. And in the foreground, it'll be a lot lighter. So it won't look as stark. But I wanted to do this kind of, brick treatment, sort of Sin City-esque with the lighting. Make it look kind of noirish. Anyway, let's see. Where was it? So this is where we're at for this page. I'm going to finish the backgrounds off the stream. And I'm not sure when the next show is going to be. Let me think. I think maybe, I might do a stream every weeknight next week. My wife's going to be out of town, so I have nothing better to do. Maybe I'll do that. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe both on Rumble and on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Christopher John, thanks for hanging out with me. It was good talking to you, and have a good night. Take care.